I don't cheese for the cam, nigga. It's smile on the gram, they caught me slipping. I'm that nigga. Right? Fame for the young, just cut the check. Let me rap, nigga. Rap, nigga. Gravitas, now I'm a traveling smack dealer. Get all Jenny Lamb.
Whoa. I don't know. I like that song. Yo, what's good, family? Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome. If y'all see this, you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Side Barz. We back in the building. It's been a minute. Of course, I'm your host, Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane Ridiculous Slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pie Strickland, if you get the point. You feel me? And of course,
Strickland.
Guaranteed to make them jump like Pie Strickland.
Hey, you feel me? Hey. And you are, I mean, if y'all hear their voices and you know anything about NC hip hop or hip hop in general, I should say, then you already know who I got in the building. My brothers from other mothers. Illpo. What's going on, guys? It's been a minute.
What up?
Hey man,
man,
I don't know what it's like out there in the Pacific Northwest, but right there over this end, yo, we fighting a war with pollen and we losing.
Yo, it's funny you say that. My girl was just talking about that yesterday.
We losing, bro.
Yeah, it's going crazy. Like, it's wild too because you know, as much as it rain out here, for the most part, you would think that wouldn't be as big of an issue. But like right now, the last 2 days been hella sunny, dry. Like, yeah, the niggas with allergies are struggling outside right now. You know what I mean? Niggas with allergies are struggling right now, man. So yo, I know y'all been here before. We done this before, you know what I'm saying? We done rocked 1,000 stages together, but just for the record, introduce yourself for the people who may just be pulling up the Side Barz for the first time.
I'm JB.5 Illpo, better known as Bond 007, Eon Bond, and I rap with my brother Monday Booms.
Rapping.
Yes, sir. And I will be Monday Booms that he raps with.
Yes.
I will be the Monday Booms that he raps with.
Oh man. Oh, okay. And now see, for those of y'all who are unaware, there is a strong hip hop tradition in North Carolina, very strong hip hop tradition in North Carolina. But the one thing that is most prevalent seems to be soloists. It's a solo rapper here, solo rapper there, and that seems to be a thing that's becoming more pervasive in hip hop as time goes on. So one of the things that I've loved to see since I met these brothers is that they've been together this whole time. They got solo projects, but it's never not been Illpo. You know what I'm saying? So, man, salute to y'all for that, because especially in this business, it's hard to stay together. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do it. You got to have a real strong friendship and brotherhood to do so. So I mean, what do y'all owe? What do y'all feel like y'all owe the most to like y'all ability to keep going like as long as y'all been rocking? You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Like I known y'all for a minute. Y'all was Illpo before I met y'all. So like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if Boone's want to take this. I don't think, personally from my perspective, I don't think our relationship is rooted in music. That's my brother. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, even, when you think about the original members of Ill Position, before it got chopped down to Illpo, those are still our brothers also. I think fundamentally it's rooted in a brotherhood, for lack of better words, where not only do we discuss music, but we discuss a little bit of everything. We talk about everything. We got resources for everything. And I think from my perspective, I think that's one of the key parts. I was in his wedding, he was in my wedding. You know what I'm saying? I was at his bachelor party, he was at my bachelor party. You know what I'm saying? It's just, my kids know Uncle Booms. My wife knows Brother Booms. So you know what I'm saying? I think is rooted. I think the music is something that has kept us going, and doing things, I think, untraditionally for cats for as long as we've been doing it. But I think it's rooted in something much more than just music. You know what I mean? If I don't talk to this guy for 2 weeks, if I don't talk to this guy for 3 days, 4 days, you know what I'm saying? We don't miss a beat. We know what time it is because, what got us connected is the music thing from the public standpoint. But,
Right.
it's a brotherhood internally.
Yeah. I mean, he pretty much summed it up. I would say, you know, it's funny because I'm sitting here thinking, you know, we have conversations where like, you know, it's like, hey, because you know, just like most of your homies, you know, we definitely go our times we don't chat. You know, we ain't chatting every day, especially as we've gotten older. You know, you get your families. You know, you have your own lives going on, and you know, it's different because again, when we first started, especially when we was in it, you know, early mid-20s, you know, in spaces where we all living together, we see each other every day. You know what I'm saying? And I think those are the things that kind of build that foundation that allow you to, when you get into your, you know, 30s and 40s or whatever, and you're not seeing and talking to each other every day, you don't have to, because you know already laid that groundwork with it. And I see this guy, you know, every day, all the time. And sometimes we rhyme and sometimes we not. But you know, again, we fast forward to today. You know, it's times we'll have conversation like we ain't talked in, you know, week, 2 weeks, like Jay said. It's like, hey, I'm just checking on you, everything good, blah, 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 blah. So we'll catch up. And then, you know, 20 minutes after, you know, we about to wrap up the conversation. We're like, and we got to make sure we get back to, you know, whatever music we need to get to. You know what I'm saying? So that's the last part of the conversation. Like, oh yeah, we still got, you know, we still got XYZ. The pop is like, yeah. I'm right there with you. You know, we got to get back, whether it's getting back in the studio, getting ready for a show or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. It's like, that's the last part of like, yeah, that too.
Right.
I'm fucking with that. Like, and it's I think I found that to be true as far as AP and myself as well. Like we don't talk all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, first of all, there's a 3-hour time difference. You know, niggas got work, families, things of that nature. But I mean, at any day, any moment, pick up the phone, make the call. And it's like we never missed a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just talked yesterday. So I feel y'all on that. And it's evident for people who don't know y'all personally, they wouldn't necessarily have to grasp that necessarily if they saw y'all perform or even just hearing your music. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes it evident to me. The one thing I can say, and I've been meaning it, I don't know, I can't believe I never said this to y'all before. Over time, I've heard the way y'all rhyme is not the same. Y'all don't rap the same. Y'all have your own very distinct styles, but over time, I've heard those styles creep closer to a median line. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like the music that y'all make over time, it was always dope, but the synergy between y'all just got better and better. You know what I'm saying? And I started to hear, when I started to feel like I hear elements of JB and Booms, or I hear elements of Booms and JB, I know we there. I'm like, yep, there we go. We there now.
Yeah.
We there now. It's all the way live.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Seven? Because like what Booms was saying back in the 20s, where you know we all had the boys' crib, where we all probably rest our head at the same location, and we spent a lot of time writing, and we spent a lot of time spitting, and we spent a lot of time doing those types of things. Like right now, it's almost, I don't know, it's almost second nature. If me and Booms get a beat, right? We don't have to get together to write that record. We may discuss the record, but we don't have to get together to be able to knock that record out. And when you hear the record, it sounds like we did it together. What's crazy? You know what I'm saying? That's super crazy to me. I was listening to even, you know, our most recent project, Wagyu Brisket, and just how it came about and how the writing process went with that was similar to our, you know, probably our more recent projects, where we knew we had a block of beats that we're gonna rock with, and we got a producer that's totally vested in what's going on. It was beautiful, bro. The way it all came together, it was beautiful. But yeah, it's almost second nature, bro. Like for real. Even sometimes when we get a beat, me and Booms may be talking about the same shit, and we haven't even discussed the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just the way, it's just the mood that beat probably the way it resonates to me and how it resonates to him. But yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's happened on multiple occasions.
Right.
Who more often than not writes the hook to the song?
I if I'm being honest, I feel like it is probably even, because there are a lot of records that don't have hooks.
Right.
I think what we kind of do is if we hear it, we write it. Like it's like, yo, you know, I'm writing this joint right here, and I probably got a hook for that. All right, cool.
Right.
And I, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like, let me hear the hook, let me approve the hook. Like, it's like, if he say he got the hook,
hook approval meeting,
yeah,
hook approval.
He good. You know what I'm saying? And I trust it. So I'll probably
also,
say, go ahead.
No, but you know what's crazy? I remember a time when the hook used to always be first. Like, yo, before we start writing to this, we need to get a hook. And now, what's funny, we may have a hook at the beginning when we first get a record, but shit, a lot of times the hook is the last part of the record.
If it's a hook.
If it's a hook. Yep. If it's a hook at all.
If it's a hook. You know what I'm saying? I think that we definitely again, it's kind of played by ear, but I feel like it tends to balance itself out, if I'm being honest. I feel like, you know, it's probably 50-50.
No doubt. That makes sense. Okay. I feel that. So I'm glad you brought up the album. I mean, you know, that's kind of why we're here. That's kind of why we're here. I mean, shit, I could interview y'all anytime about anything because I already know how y'all brains work, so we ain't gotta talk about music. But just so happens that y'all some remarkable fucking rap niggas. So let's talk about this album.
Here with another remarkable
rap nigga. With the remarkable project.
Absolutely.
Remarkable.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Now, for those of y'all that don't know, Gravitas Out Now. Produced by Drugs Beats. Salute, man. Salute to you, brother. Hey, man, that dude. As a matter of fact, I'm interviewing Drugs next weekend. So, like, yeah.
Nice.
Nah, that's and you know, I know Drugs works with a lot of cats. But the synergy, I really think that y'all sound good together. I know AP, you know, did a lot of curating, did a lot of, you know, engineering as well. Because, you know, that's also, you know, my barber. So this what I found very dope. You know, again, we gonna share this moment with you because you dropped an incredible project, but because that's my man's, you know, I got a couple of sneak peeks to some joints. You know what? It's just me and him in the shop, and he like, yo, let me let you hear, you know, the joint I'm mixing for Sam tonight. All right, cool. So it was a couple joints that he let me get the sneak peek to. I'm like, ooh, but the joint, I ain't gonna go too into it, but like, cause I heard a couple joints, but
okay.
I was highly impressed. Very much looking forward to you releasing the project. But when he let me hear the joint with him and you and Laz.
Oh, Beware, yeah. Yeah, that's my shit.
Okay.
That's my
Beware.
Shit, yeah. Hey, man. Them dudes set the bar on there. Like, my verse was the last one to get done. I ain't know what to do. I was like, I don't know. So, you know, Laz did his verse first, and he sent the verse in the hook, and I was like, ooh, okay. And then AP was like, yeah, I think I got something. And the nigga started, he sent his shit back, and I was like, oh, okay. I should have went ahead and did my verse first. Y'all like making life hard for a nigga. I see. Okay, cool. It's okay. It's okay. Man, yo, I gotta ask, what is the something strange is happening here? Let's do that. Boom. Okay, there we go.
My bad. I'm not sure what happened. I got a message saying something was updated, so I'm not sure what that was.
Oh yeah, it's been some weird. It's been wild this whole time. It's okay. It's all good. Don't even trip. There's been some shit happening on this side that y'all probably ain't noticed, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? But it's all good. So I gotta ask, and I know we all, you know, we all know each other from the same area and all of those things. But I know how I met Kev Kaous. I'm curious as to the genesis of y'all's relationship with Kev Kaous.
Oh, damn. I don't know how we met Kaous, personally. What I do know is back in, well, we all knew the name Kevin Kaous from radio. First of all, we knew the name Kevin Kaous from Power 97. I'm taking it back. You know what I'm saying? Power 97, 102 Jams. That's that's around the time when I first got to Greensboro. When I went to T, and we all knew the name Kevin Kaous, to see him around campus or whatever. But fast forward, I remember seeing Kevin Kaous at the old Blind Tiger on with Tuesdays at the Tiger with Chaos Mathematics. And then we did an album back in 07, which is crazy. We did an album back in 07. Damn. 2007.
Now, wow, when you say it out loud, right?
Yo, that's crazy. We did an album back in 07 with JJ the Genius. Called Easy to Hate. And, JJ the Genius, Boondocks, The Last OG, Adult Swim, all of that. So did an album with him, but Chaos was submitting us beats, and Chaos produced the title track for that album. All right. Now that album is not available on streaming platforms. We got hard copies for days, but he did the title track for Easy to Hate. It's called Easy to Hate. Produced by Kevin Kaous. Yeah, Chaos did.
Shit, that's my shit too. Like I always fuck that record.
Yeah, that's Chaos. That's Chaos. So I think that's I don't know, Bones. You may have a different story of meeting Chaos than me, but I can't remember when I met Chaos.
Yeah, I don't remember specifically how it happened. I definitely, I don't know if Stack, shout out to DJ Stack, had anything to do with it or not.
Possibility.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, because what I do remember is that taking multiple trips up the jams. You know what I'm saying? I remember that space, and we wouldn't even be going up there to be on the radio or nothing. Like it'd just be like, yo, y'all come up here, chill out. So, that cats would be on air, we in the room just bugging. They might bring us on air, they may not, we might be in a whole nother room. But it was a couple times, we got to come up there. Kev would be playing us beats. He just playing us beats. And we like, yo, well, this is crazy. Like you got some fire. What's good? And he's like, I got y'all. And then nothing would happen. And then some months would pass. And then we'll be up at jams. Kev be like, yo, y'all come over here. I want y'all to hear something. Play some jams.
Right.
Yo, this is crazy. We gotta do something. He's like, we gonna do something. And we know how this goes, even amongst us. So I'm not even when the universe line it up to actually get the work done, it worked. We always know, like, yo, whether it's a collab with somebody, whether it's, collab with a producer, another artist, all of us had the same, like, we know we gotta work. When that's gonna happen, I don't know, because everybody's on different timelines. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like the multiverse. This person's in that multiverse, that person in that verse. But at some point in time, they're gonna cross paths. So, eventually over time, it's so I don't even remember how the reconnection happened, because we hadn't talked in a good while. But and it was even funny. I think Kev reposted something not too long ago of us up there and him playing some beats and us freestyle. And I'm like, yo, we used to go up there all the time listening to joints. Right. So that's the memory that I have of our like major connection with Chaos. Just always going up the jams, always listening to beats, always talking about doing work, never doing work.
I feel you. Yeah, I'm not even gonna comment on that, because I'm all I'm gonna say is, Kev, I really wish you would come on here, because I would have dropped the boom on his head. No, that's my nigga, man. Like the wild shit is, I don't think like people who aren't from the area, who've never been exposed to the triad, don't understand how important some of those people who came through the pipeline of 102 Jams actually are to the, like, you look at them like, oh, radio, and they're like, dog, you don't understand though. Like a lot of these cats, they us. They just happen to get that, they got the job, you know what I'm saying? But they us. You know what I mean? They just like us, and they understand what we doing, and they support that. So when I found out that y'all was doing the project with Kev, I was like, oh shit. Oh, this is about to be crazy. And y'all did not disappoint, yo, from the opening record to the end. I don't know if y'all saw the episode of Pantha Politix where we Mojo Barnes did a review of the album on High Notes. And Mojo was unfamiliar with y'all really, for the most part. Like he know who y'all are, you know what I'm saying? And I played y'all records for him before, but he never done a deep dive into an Illpo project. So when he was like, "Yo, I don't got an album to review," I was like, "What?" I got you.
That's a good look.
To him.
Yeah, word up.
And he immediately said, I think he was halfway through the first song, and he texted me and said, "Yo, the fuck you done get? Yo, this is crazy. I'm only halfway through the first song." I was like, "Bro, just enjoy the ride. Hit me when you done." You know what I mean? And I too gotta say, I've heard every Illpo project, I think, except for the first one, the very first one that y'all talk about. What was Red?
Red Clay Soldiers. Yeah.
Red Clay Soldiers. Yeah, I've never heard that. Outside of that, I think I've heard everything else. I think I've heard every other project.
That's crazy.
This is my favorite one. Yeah, this is my favorite. All the way live.
Hey, what the applause soundbite? What the applause? Yo, what the crowd noise? You got to put the crowd noise in here, bro.
I got you. I'll put it in. Yeah, I was just, the crazy thing right before we got on here, I was looking for. I was like, I don't have a round of applause in my sound effects. Where's that? You know what I'm saying? I was looking for one. I was like, I have to do it later. But yeah, this has got to be. It's got, and I think I know what it is.
That was about to be my next question, and why?
Yeah, I think I know what it is. For as dope as y'all have always been, there's something that occurs when a nigga passes a certain number. You know what I'm saying? In the way that you view things, and the way that because of the way you view it, the way you speak it is going to be different too. There's very few people I've heard that came from our era that continue to get better as they go. Y'all have only gotten better since I've known y'all. Every single time. There's been no step back and then come. Nah, it's always going this way.
That's crazy.
This project right here sounds like, oh, you remember them two energetic young niggas that was killing the stage and spitting them bars and making you feel like we was about to dive off stage on you when we was younger? Yeah, it's that same thing, but now it's refined. And it's older and it's polished. And I know how to give it to you without having to. I ain't got to yell at you now. I'm going to just say it. I'm gonna just say it, but I'm gonna say it so fly you ain't got no choice but to hear me. And I was like, these niggas is talking. Do you hear me? They talking, bro.
Hey, you know what's crazy? We got a close circle of friends, and one of our closest friends, he basically may have said what you said verbatim about the album, but he said, "Don't quote me yet." He said, "Don't quote me yet because I got to go back because I got something I need to go. I got something I need to go check on." I do
too, really.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got, and he didn't say which one it was. He said, "Nah, just don't quote me on that." But I was that's crazy because I can't say I don't know. I think me personally, when I be like, yeah, my favorite project is our most recent one. You know what I'm saying? Like what album I need to listen to? Our most recent one. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess there is no what we've proven is there's no kind of brick wall, right? It ain't no hurdle that's gonna stop us from you know what I'm saying, even I think we're gonna get better without trying to get better. You know what I'm saying? When you've been doing it for as long as we've been doing it, it's the natural progression of all of that shit, not unless something physically or mentally happens to me and Boons, we're gonna naturally, Seven, you're gonna naturally get better at podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on Side Barz 25. If you go back to Side Barz 1, Side Barz 1 may not have been as crispy as Side Barz 25. You feel me?
I promise you it wasn't.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's a natural progression that's gonna happen. And I I definitely yeah, the more and more I listen to it, yeah, it's getting up there as one of my favorites. I'm on the back, and Bones, I don't know if you wanted to add, but I was gonna add something about the kind of the process. But what you think? It's your favorite one, Bones?
No, go ahead, talk about the process.
No, what I was gonna say, what was refreshing about this process and working with Chaos is the level of energy, involvement, investment, and engagement that Chaos has had with me and Booms was so fucking refreshing. It was all love. It was just super dope, bro. I mean, because we have producers, and you got producers that just send you beats that y'all chatting or whatever. Man, anytime we was recording for this album, if Chaos was in the area, Chaos was going to be in the studio with us. Chaos is going to be working on other facets of the project. Chaos made the cover for the album. He made the artwork for the album. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that type of investment, man, it was very, very fresh. And no knock on other producers, because producers invest the way they're able to invest. But it was just super duper refreshing because unlike us, this was the first project that Chaos was involved in where he had people rapping over his beats for an whole album. And this was a new thing for him.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? This was a new thing for him. And it happened by accident. So it's amazing, bro. It's fucking amazing, bro.
I feel that. Man,
Yeah.
And I'm gonna shut up, Booms. I'm gonna shut up.
Nah, you good, bro. I would echo all of that sentiment. Everything that was just said. I definitely don't know that I'm still figuring out where the album fits in regards to as far as my favorite. But it's very interesting hearing a lot of people like this is y'all best work or some of y'all best work. And I could definitely agree with when they say some of our best work. I mean, we did some shit, and I feel like if you if you go back, there's some shit out there. But it definitely like hearing Jay rap the way he rapped, the way this nigga dancing over the beats, you know what I'm saying? Phone ringing like a telethon. I mean, crab legs, that should be on a Peloton. Like,
Yo,
niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? So this is, again, album, we 10 plus albums in, over 20 in the game, and you getting niggas dancing on the joints. You know what I'm saying? Falling in line and in sync with the beat. So I think part of it again is our upgraded skill level matched with this producer. And a lot of people, I think, haven't heard, just like Jay was saying, like a full-on Kevin Kaous project. Like this is all chaos. And I think a lot of people was like, I'm talking about people who knew and rock with Chaos, like this is what this is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what this is supposed to be. So I think a part of that, like the excitement that he brought to the project, is definitely up there for me. I'm glad that, like I said, at this level of the game, it's like, hey, how X many years in the league and we still able to, drop 30 a game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still got you on them 30.
And Seven, I can say it probably was one of my favorite experiences recording, because you're gonna have a recording experience, and it happened, it happened very, once we started this process, it happened pretty quickly. It happened to the point where we got 2 projects worth of music. You feel me? So, yeah.
Shit. Oh shit. That's what I like to hear. And I'm glad you said that too, because that's one thing that did stand out to me. When I listen to anyone's music, especially people that I know, to any degree, if I've spent any time around them, to know them beyond their music. When I hear them rap, I'm like, yeah, he sounds like he's dialed in right here, or he sounds like he's having a really good time right now, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes I've heard somebody that I know spit a verse that was just so it was cool, you know what I'm saying? But it sounded like he having such a good time that I'm locked all the way in. So to have somebody swinging the sword and still sound like they having the time of their life. And when I hear y'all on this project, it's like I can hear whatever emotion you're putting into this record, but also the excitement. Like, and it's rare for people our age to still have that degree of excitement about the music that they're making, but you can feel it in the music. You know what I'm saying?
I would tell you what's unique about it, and the way somebody explained it to me, they was like, yo, this album is a perfect balance of depth and also tangibility at the same time. So, all right, so you can get an album, right, that we've listened to that may be our favorite album hip-hop wise, and we probably still don't completely understand. It's kind of like how Ghostface was like, I wasn't really rapping about nothing when I was rapping, when I was saying all that crazy shit. And Ghost is one of my favorite dudes. And I always like thought he was speaking some deep shit or something, but he was like, nah, I really won't say a shit. I was just putting words together. And I think one of the things about this particular album is that you know, I got friends that are simple and I got friends that are scholars. You feel me? And I feel like the scholars and the simple motherfuckers enjoy it just the same. And I think that's what I'm talking about when it says it has a perfect balance of depth and tangibility. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about you know, let me take you down rural Virginia back roads, I touched a particular sect of people that are not recognized and that have never heard about our stories spoke about on record. And they feel that because they grew up with that. They understand. You know what I'm saying? 210s in the hatchback, chick blowing like she Satchmo. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no hotels in rural Virginia. You know what I'm saying? You come in the whip and we do whatever we do, but it's just, you know,
literally.
literally. So, you know, like it's I think this album kind of, and also I think the more and more that we kind of do music, the more and more you get to dive into who me and Boones are, or what we've been through, or what makes a Monday Boones, or what makes a J Bond. And yeah, yeah, just Kaous too. Kaous, man, he provided a beautiful picture, man, for all that. And I'm gonna tell you, some of this footage that we got recording this shit is like amazing because Kaous is a funny dude. He's real engaging. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Only thing we missed, he did not make any cookies. That's the only thing that didn't happen in the making of this album.
Delicious bites. Yeah, I think that I remember I think the first beat that I heard that Jay let me hear is like Kaous sent us a beat and shit crazy. It was for the joint called Dedicated. We actually did a video for that with First Up. Shout out to B Staples. But like when I heard the beat, you know this as an artist, Seb, like you hear a beat and you just like one, like damn, I got an opportunity to do something to that. So okay, this is I can make some shit. Like, all right. So that's the first feeling. Then two, it's like don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of times that niggas have fire beats, and even the concept of the song might be fire, but you got to execute. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, sometimes that third piece we didn't have songs where it's like the idea was this. We went in, then you go back and listen to it, and it's like the song is all right, but it ain't what I thought it was going to be. I think every track on here was executed the way it needed to be executed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, from the first beat, when Jay was like, Kaous sent us a joint, and I'm like, damn, Kaous, he doing this? Like, he doing this? And then the more the beats kept coming in, I'm just like, we really got an opportunity. I mean, it was so many conversations me and Jay had where we were just like, yo, this might be some shit, yo. Like, this really might be some shit. And again, it's crazy because, like he said, we do have 2 albums worth of music, and it's a lot of crazy shit that still ain't been released yet. I say that.
Man,
Woo.
y'all got so much. Okay, so check it. I thought that I was like, by the time I got the like luxurious liabilities, I was like, this is something different happening here. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I was even prepared for it. But I gotta say, I'm just gonna do this.
The Wiz.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Get the fuck out of here, man. What was that? Come on, yo.
And
Man.
it be so much little shit in the beat. I almost like you could release the brisket instrumental tape because there's so much little shit in the beats, and I'm just like, Kev is a monster. Like, Kev is a monster. It was really a privilege to work with him, and I'm glad that we got a chance. Like Jay said, the canvas that he created for us, when you're just hearing certain little small stuff in the beats, you just like, damn, he did that. That's perfect.
Yo, this nigga Boone said something on that record. That nigga said, sometimes you gotta be the villain if it leads to healing. I'm gonna tell you, it ain't a lot of words, but those words are so poignant. Well, sometimes you can't be the hero if it's gonna lead to you being better. Sometimes you gotta be the villain to somebody that's gonna help maybe that villain or that person that you're being villainous to help them get better. Yo, that shit right there.
Like I said, y'all talking, yo.
Yo,
talking on this album, bro. And I tell you what it is. Remember, I know you probably seen it when I said ding, because you said something that made me realize exactly what it was. It's the difference between hearing a rapper come out on their first album talking about being rich and spending money, and then hearing them 5 albums later in a successful run talk about being rich and having money. If you think about it, it sounds completely different, even though they're talking about the same thing.
Right.
Why? Because now they actually understand the depth of what it was they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you said depth and tangibility, I was like, exactly. You're able to do it more in depth because now it's more tangible to you. You know what I'm saying? At a point, we had an idea about what it was.
Yeah.
We thought we understood. Like, before I had kids, I thought I understood what it meant to have a family just because I was a kid and was raised in a family.
Right.
Not realizing I don't really get it.
You have no idea. You have no fucking idea, bro. Being an adult, mind you, like outside of like being a parent, like, couldn't wait to get the fuck out the house and be on your own and have your own bills and shit. I was telling somebody the other day, man, I wish I could just go back to the room I grew up in there and close the door and go to sleep. And, like, for real, and just turn my TV on, and it might be MASH or some shit on there, and just go to sleep to MASH. Like, just take me back to that place where, I don't know, we just didn't realize how easy life was back in those days in comparison to the adults and shit now. I think also there was a phase. Well, I think it's still. I'm not gonna say it's a phase. There's always a stigma or a thing in hip hop where it's always about the allure of having all of this, and the allure of having this and having all the ladies and having all the cars and having all the houses and having all the money. And I think we have there is a lane of people that do music that relates to the common man who's also a hip hop fan. And I think over our past couple of albums, I think that's what we've tapped into. Just the common man that like still gotta work for somebody else, but also does his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that has multiple hustles, somebody that gotta go get their car fixed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that gotta, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like all of that shit, bro. So, I think I'm thankful that we have a lane and the opportunity to be able to do those types of things.
I feel that absolutely, and I think it's necessary. And this is the one thing that I've always thought about when I listen to y'all's music. And this is the comparison I always made. I said, you know, I listen to different people for different things. If I want to be on my introspective thinking about the world and the wide scope of the view, but I'm listening to some commercial shit, I probably listen to like Nas or somebody. But if I want to listen, if I get up in the morning and my objective is to go get to it, I might put on Jay-Z because he talked about going to get to it. You know what I'm saying? It inspired me to get my ass up and go get to it. Cool. When I listen to y'all music, and it's always been this way, and I think I've said this to y'all on several different occasions, y'all make anthemic music. Y'all don't just make songs. Y'all make anthems. For the large majority of your catalog, to me, most of those songs could stand on their own in any arena. You know what I'm saying? Those songs could stand alone. So when you take that concept and spread it across an entire album, I could put this album on repeat all day long and get through my day.
And it's just 10 songs. And it's just 10 songs. Like it's a quick, yeah. And I obviously, with the attention span of, you know, folks today, you need to get in and get out. That's what I always say. You know what I'm saying? Get in, get out, because they already looking for the next anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we just wanted to hit you with, because I think at first we was in the realm of like 14, 15, and Jay was like, nah, we need to just 10, maybe 11. Like, let's boom, boom, boom. Everybody's in the grands, boom. Let's keep it, you know, simple. And the songs, you know, we ain't doing 5 and 6 and 7 minute songs. So it's a quick listen, which gives you replayability. You know what I'm saying? By the time, if you even thinking about skipping a joint, which you ain't, the song over. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even like, yo, I need, you know what I mean? But it's definitely a quick, like, if you want that fix, we're gonna take you through the chambers, and we're gonna send you go ahead about your way. And there's a lot of people who'll circle back, you know, around, get some more joints off. And it's so crazy because we have so many videos, we get tagged in so many, you know, posts from people who like, yo, this is my morning workout music. You know, this is when I'm about to hit the gym up. This is on repeat. I'm headed into work. This is starting my day. And that's so appreciated, man, because again, these songs, they come from the universe, you know what I'm saying? And again, there's so many things that have to go the right way in order for it to come out right, from the producers and from the engineers and from the artists. And so when you can kind of successfully, one, get the music done, two, get it to the people, but then three, have it touch and impact the people in a way where, like, I'm when I'm making a song, I'm not making it with the thought process of inspiring somebody to go do their morning workout at 5 a.m. I'm doing it from the inspiration that I have, like, within me. Jay's channeling what he has, Kaous is channeling what he has. So it's like all of our thoughts, emotions, everything go into this, and we give it to you and you do what you will with it. But it's always interesting to see how it impacts the people that it impacts, because, you know, again, it hits everybody differently.
Oh yeah, it's going to, and you got a little something for everybody on here, and that's the good thing. I've always liked that though. Like y'all are really good songwriters, not just rappers. You know what I'm saying? And that's that makes a big difference in how a lot of these songs are going to be received. Man,
as a great songwriter yourself, you understand that.
I try, man. I try.
Let me tell you something, brother. Your pen is heavily respected. You know what I'm saying, in these streets. It's understood.
For real though. I do. Indeed.
I don't know if they're not listening in the state of Washington or in the Pacific Northwest, but nah, your pen is heavy, bro. It's been heavy. And it's your pen is continuing to evolve too, kind of like, you know, the natural progression of shit. And I think, you know, like the way you sound over drugs is like, you know, like you should have been rapping over drugs. You feel me? Like word up.
You know what I love too? And I don't know if Jay remember this, but it was after one of my haircut sessions. You know what I'm saying? And you know, AP again, I'm getting the sneak previews of the, you know, and just like it used to be you know, when we would go to the Tiger or, you know, any event, any show where we all on the same bill, you like,
Sweat.
God damn, Fallen Angels just killed that shit. We gotta go back here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word up. Yeah, word up.
Upright Lions just killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it was, I think it might have been a joint with y'all and E. It wasn't the last joint, because when I heard the last one, it was over. But I told y'all, I was like, we gotta get these hooks right, yo.
Right.
I was like, yo, we got to get these hooks right, because Seven them ain't playing, man. And you know, still sharp and still. I know we all inspire each other in a certain way, but again, I'm giving you your flowers. You definitely one of the way you can not only write a song, conceptualize a song. I think, you know, especially with AP and some people don't maybe hear AP as much as you, but you already know that nigga's a genius. You know what I'm saying? He's crazy. But to hear how he come up with certain stuff, man, I remember just literally leaving the shop, and I'm on the phone with Jay like, yeah, we gotta get these hooks right, yo.
Oh man, I will say, shit. Anyway, so we in the midst of doing the project, and I was working on the song "Is On Me," and Book Brown was supposed to be on that record, just it just didn't work out. But so I'm working on the song, and initially I had done the joint, and you know the hook is like, if it's up, homie, so be it. Won't be the punchline if you reach it. But initially it was kind of G-Unit-ish to a degree, because I like Alan Irvin wasn't on it. I was doing it. That's why it's on me. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing it myself.
That's my joint too.
Like,
yeah.
AP sends me the song back, and he's like, "So yo, before you hit play, just know, like I did some things." I was like, "What do you mean you did some? Never mind, it's you. I trust your judgment. I'm about to hit play." I turned that shit on. When I heard that young man voice, salute to Alan Irvin. When I heard that young man voice jump out the speaker, I was like, "Oh, this is a whole different song now." Okay,
that happens too. Now. That happens.
Yep. And he told me that, Sam. He looked the same thing. AP told me that. He was like, when he sent it to me, he didn't have your boy on there. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, when I sent it back, I put Herb on there, and he didn't know it. So he was like, yo, I had to kind of let him know, like, hey, it's going to sound, but yeah, definitely shout out to AP, man. That's my guy.
Crazy. That shit went crazy, man. I love that song. Oh, man. I'm not going to lie. Very happy with the project, man. And I will say that I think I had heard his name before, but I think actually y'all were my actual introduction to like full-blown by a full-blown body of work produced by Jarrell's. Like his work with y'all was the first time I heard a full project produced by him. So I was like, oh, okay. I know the name, but yeah, okay. Like I hear a lot of producers' names, but I also hear them doing a lot of one-off records. I don't see them producing whole projects for people. Y'all actually have a very like y'all probably some of the better album makers. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it. I hate to say it because there's a lot of people who can rap really well and occasionally make a good song, but they don't know how to make an album. But y'all have never had that problem. So as far as the sequencing goes, how does that process work for y'all when you're putting the album in order? Because sometimes we flip flop with me and AP, but like yeah. I'm interested in knowing because y'all sequencing is always fire.
Well, shit, the last one, I mean, it varies. You know what I'm saying? I know, and specifically, Boone's sequenced this last album. Okay. I think I may have plugged in like one thing, but essentially that flow of the Brisket tape, was really Boone's. And I think because once we realized that we was going to do this many tracks for the record, I remember one morning because we got this, I got this group chat called Sasquatch, which is me, Boone's, and Chaos. And I remember Boone's like, "Hey, morning, y'all. Here go my joints in order." And I was like, "Oh shit." Then you know what happens when that happens. We arranged our playlist and start playing the shit. Be like, okay, let me see what's going on or whatever. And I think I might have plugged in like one thing, but other than that, that shit worked lovely. I think the way it starts, and the way it finishes is perfect for what's next.
Oh man, that. Whew.
I will say this too. I do think it varies from project to project. So it's really about like, you know, what feels right and what flows right. It's definitely not a like, you know, the process of sequencing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So and that for us artists, even though sometimes a lot of, especially the newer generation, may not be familiar with the importance of sequencing because they just so used to hearing songs on a playlist, and I'm just getting songs piece by piece by piece, as opposed to like, now let me get the interludes. Let me get all, I want to hear how the entire joint, like the flow of it. You know, whether it was, because I think like for Mercy Rule, I think B Squared might have ultimately sequenced that. I'm not sure what happened specifically with, you know, any of the drugs projects as far as worse, because I think that was more collaborative. I remember like on my solo, I'm thinking I nailed the sequence. Like, this it. I sent it to B Squared, be like, nah, this ain't it. Move some shit around, sent it back. I'm like, oh no, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it'd be funny how, again, just you hear things, but somebody could view it a whole different way and like turn it upside down. And it's like, you know, it makes sense that way. So it's definitely like a project by project thing, and it's a feel as we work our way through it. But yeah, this one was definitely easy. It's very important to have a person with that ear, and I think all of us had that ear, which is a good thing.
No doubt. Hell yeah. What was the most fun session while y'all was recording this shit?
All of them.
Yeah, I think
he said all of them.
I think
I'm
all
telling
of
you, like
them.
Jay said, with Chaos being there, the energy Chaos brought, man. And it's
But
always
also,
good to be in the studio with B Staple. So
yeah,
all
I
of
was
them,
gonna
man.
say that too. I was gonna say that what was super dope was the dynamic of Chaos and Staples. Because whenever, you know, Staples is family. You know what I'm saying? He's like our brother. We do business together, but it's like the family. So whenever we go in for a session, it's like hanging out with your friends. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool because we probably gonna have drinks. We probably gonna get something to eat. And we're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk, you know, we're gonna talk that talk. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things while we there. But also we're gonna devote our time to go ahead and, you know, record and knocking out joints, or whether we doing playbacks, or whether we doing a mixing session, or, you know what I'm saying, whether we going to the drop store or whatever. So but it's it was great because, like I said, B Staples is a funny dude too. You could tell by his social media posts. He's a hilarious guy. So, but yeah, the dynamic of Chaos and Staples was super duper dope, yo. Super dope. But
Yeah,
I can't think of I can't think of if I had a favorite one.
every session was the shit.
There was some that ran pretty late. There was some that ran pretty late into the morning. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't too fond of those because
That was probably I'll say that was probably my lead. The one where we was there to like 2, the one where I get home to like 2:33 was my least favorite. And and it was it'd be sometimes in sessions where you've done all the vocal work, and you know, as an artist, like, okay, I'm done from that side. But you just the song is playing for the 25th time because, you know, this is getting tweaked or that is getting tweaked. Like, God, I'm ready to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely my least favorite, but it was still a good ass time for the first 4 hours. But them last 2 was hell.
So y'all stay for the entirety of the process, for like the recording, the mixing. Y'all be there for all of it.
Yeah, we definitely coming in.
Right.
And we also doing a lot of that during the process.
Right.
So,
Okay.
you know, like whether, you know, we want this here, but then we'll always go back and be like, all right, all the songs are done. let's go back and listen to each one all the way through, make any changes that we want to make, put a final mix on this bitch.
Right. We
And,
booking
you know,
sessions for that specific. We booking
specifically for
sessions for that specifically. You know what I'm saying? After we done with all the vocal work, just to make sure it is the way we want it to be. You know what I mean? Like, and also, you know, the cool thing about you know, I don't know if you ever recorded with Stabs. The cool thing about him from his engineering ear, he always hears something different too that you may not have even thought of. You know what I'm saying? So he always adds that extra layer of an additional ear, and he's been doing it for a very long time. And he's very skilled. I wouldn't tell him this to his face, but he has a numerous amount of skills. You know what I'm saying? I would not tell him that.
I'll make
Mute,
sure I don't clip that part.
mute that part of the interview. But yo, for real, but he's amazing at what he does. And a lot of times, like when we in there late, it's because of him, because he be like, yo, I'm thinking about something. I'm about to do something or whatever. But yeah, it's the way it comes out is great. It's all worth it at the end. You know what I mean?
I feel it. So y'all got any plans to do any touring or anything around this project? I mean, I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all get busy. So I'm like I mean, just curious. Are there any plans to do any extensive traveling to spread that Illpo magic around the planet a little bit?
We definitely got a couple dates coming up.
Yeah, I would love to, bro. I would love to.
Right. We would love to be able to just broaden it past the region. You know, we got a couple possible dates in I think in Wrightsville. We definitely got a date coming up in Roanoke. Next month, this month we have the shrimp and grits here. You know, you always want to take your album out. You know, test it out, see how the joints go live. So, you know, we love to come out to Washington. You say that.
We should definitely talk about that. Yeah, that's kind of why I was asking the question.
Yeah, like a Pacific Coast run will be super duper dope, bro. Like start in Washington, end in Cali type shit. Like
we can make that work. Absolutely.
That would be phenomenal.
I just so happen to know a guy that live on the West Coast.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. This the thing, like Seven, like it would have to I think the rub or the conundrum that we deal with is it just got to make sense for all parties involved. You know what I mean? Absolutely. We want to, you know, if we did get booked, we want to get a draw for the promoter. We want to make sure there is enough people in the house so everybody is happy at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the key. That's the key for us because we've essentially boutiqued ourselves out. You know what I mean? Like we probably have turned down more show opportunities than we've taken just because there is such a thing as overkill. You know what I'm saying? There isn't such a thing as performing for the same 37 motherfuckers every time you hit the stage. You know what I mean? So you do have to boutique yourself out a little bit to give people a little breather, let them hear some other shit, and then you come back and help them realize, yeah, the other shit ain't what we do. So, you know.
That part. Yeah. I mean, and strangely enough, it's kind of at that point for me in Washington already, and I only been here like almost 9 years now. So like, damn.
Have you been there 9 years? Damn, that's crazy.
It'll be 9 years in May. That shit is crazy. But like the wild thing is, like very quickly it seemed like I realized, oh yeah, nah, I can skip these 4 shows that they asked me to do in Seattle and just do this one like 6 months later. Yeah, because these same niggas come to all the Seattle shows, and I done rap for all of y'all like a million times already. So
and shout to them same 37 people, by the way. Shout out to them same 37 people. We need
they
y'all.
keep showing up.
Yep, we need
y'all for showing up and supporting, like no doubt. But I also would hope that you enough of a realist to understand that the people that you come here and you watch got to be able to spread that elsewhere. So
spread the gospel.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, like we should definitely I hear what you're saying, and I'm gonna do a little more research into some things because I'm actually looking into booking a West Coast run myself.
Like a 7 Eat a Mad Illpo, Pacific.
Upright Lions.
So yeah, Upright Lines with special guests. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit would be kind of crazy.
That's
We'll get the,
crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Me and Boone's will fly out to the motherfucking fly out west. We get the RV share and we just take the RV. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Get the RV share, B.
I'm gonna be in the Prius. No, I'm joking.
Right.
Oh man, that shit is crazy. All right, so I gotta ask, and I hate to ask because I know we all love all our records are our babies. I know it. But you gotta have a song on this album that you like better than the rest of them. You got to. There's got to be one song that if you okay. As a matter of fact, I'll ask you a different question because that question is too hard to answer. I get that. But if there was one song, if somebody said, play me one song off this album that will tell me everything I need to know about it and whether I need to come back and listen to the rest of it later, what one song are you going to play for
them? It's a lot of dope records. A lot of dope records on here. And I'm very tempted to say Dedicated again, because Dedicated just shout out to Glib Styles,
no doubt,
who did the scratches on that record. Brisket Talk, and I think Brisket Talk gave me that old Ghost Raekwon feeling.
Yeah,
you know, when you come out, it's a blood sport. Most of us taught, watch how you handle me. Rap lines, chippy at times, even with family. It's more than 42 ways to catch a few strays. Ain't no love when that love is fugazi. Don't drink the Kool-Aid coat shit. I'm only 2 plays from selling bootlegs. How many of us die for the cause, crossing the crusades? Most spend a lifetime sitting stuck in the zeitgeist. So the wordplay on that shit right there, stupid.
Dope shit cost me a lot, but what's the right price?
All that to say, probably Pages.
Yo, that was great. That was great, bro.
dope. Yeah,
that was great. Probably Pages.
Probably Pages.
Probably Pages.
Yeah,
Probably Pages.
Oh man,
that's my joint.
Okay,
because I let her smell the chicken wings in the morning.
Yes, yo, that shit fucked me up every time I.
Yeah, I wanted to, the funny thing is, I was like, we cannot leave that in there.
No,
they're like,
all of us were like, oh hell no, that shit going. That shit staying.
I'm just fucking around in a booth. Nah, we leaving that. I'm like, that. I'm joking. Take that shit out. Nah,
B. You outvoted.
Nah, yeah, that's
you outvoted,
bro. That shit classic material. Though. I'm glad you didn't take it out.
Word up. I love to smell the chicken wings in the morning.
Man. What's your joint, Jay?
I don't know. I think and it varies depending on day of the week and the mood. I'm really I'm really still a Willie 2L's fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said it on the record. This might be my favorite record on the joint. I said that shit at the beginning of the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think, still because I think all the records are different. But I think that was, you know how I talk about tangibility and resonating with people that you know you're doing something good, but there's always somebody that's not going to celebrate you, but look for an opportunity to hate you just because of what you're doing. Not because of what they're doing or what they're not doing, but it's all about because of what you're doing. And I think that record is gonna, stand the test of time because once you listen to the words of it and understand, there's no hook on that record. Which is just like sometimes when you don't have no hook, sometimes you just gotta let that shit breathe and let that shit sit up in your chest and think about what's going on. So I think that's why I like, and that fucking bass line on that shit, that shit is that shit's so stupid to me, bro. And the flutes and the and the bass line and just the whole concept of the record, I'll never forget when I was like, yo, let's do a record called Willie Lump Lump. You know what I'm saying? And kind of the science behind it and everything made it great. Made it great. But because everybody ain't gonna celebrate you, Seven. Ain't nobody gonna, there are people that watch your pod. There are people watch your pod not to give you a view, but they don't realize if you hating and you want to nitpick shit about it. Thank you for adding on to my viewership. At the end of the day, bro.
Salute.
Thank you for adding on to the viewership. Word up.
Hey, I think the haters too. It's cool. I ain't
Fact.
tripping. Like you know what I'm saying? The way I see it now. Okay, so just so y'all know, Illpo, Kev Kaous, Wagyu Brisket out now, every fucking where, man. But I need something for y'all before we go. I need something from y'all before we go. Now, we started this thing on Side Barz. A Bad Seed started it, and we continued it with some Shubzilla and some other cats. But we're building the Side Barz Hall of Fame. So what I've been asking our esteemed guests to do at the end of the interview is just give me some bars, man. Give me a quick 16, 24, whatever you feel, you know what I'm saying? Something. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the year, we're gonna put together a compilation, drop it on YouTube of all the illest bars on Side Barz. So if you don't mind, gentlemen.
Now let me ask you this, Sam. Do what I just did count? Because I did like 8 just now. So I only got 8 left to do, right? I'm fucking with you.
He's cheating, yo.
Yep.
I'm fucking with you.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
So with the Side Barz now, it's acapella beat. What we doing?
Acapella, just the bars, yo. Like, yeah, just the bars. That face was priceless. He was like, "Damn it, this motherfucker."
I might have to tap into my bag. I might have to tap into my bag or my phone to see.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Seven. I don't got no bars. I'm just gonna say something real quick. I don't have any bars. I replied to the email say you're only gonna get talk out of me and no bars. I gotta put on a pot of dirty rice for my kids here shortly. Got a lot of things going on. All I'm gonna say is April 19th, we're gonna be at Shrimp and Grits at Boss's House of Jazz with the brother OC from NC.
Yes.
May 3rd, I'm hosting an event at my family's farm in VA. We doing an R&B brunch, big brunch gang shit. And May 16th, we're back in Roanoke. We missed the show with Pro Dillinger because I had a death in the family, and I really hate that we was not able to be a part of that. So we are back in Roanoke May 16th for the tribute show to Mr. Dynamite, rest in peace. We do have a show coming up in Raleigh during the summer months with the hip hop beats and things. And just be on the lookout, man. More music to come. We got more albums to drop. Just want to let y'all know, before we did the Wagyu Brisket, we were already 7 songs deep into a different project. So that album is coming. Something else is coming. Something else is coming. And something else is coming. Those are my bars. Those are my Side Barz.
There's a lot of things coming.
And coming fairly soon.
Hey, that's dope. Actually, that's super dope. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Just because of this nigga right here, I'm gonna let that count. We good money. Don't even trip. It's all good. Nah, but definitely, y'all make sure y'all follow Illpo everywhere. ILLPO, Illpo, J Bond, Monday Booms. Make sure you go check out that album. Salute to Kev Kaous. Hopefully one day I can get you to come over here and talk to me, brother. Maybe. And maybe we could talk about you possibly producing.
This is what we're gonna do. Yeah, for the next, because again, like I said, it's another one coming. We're gonna make sure he with us for the next time we on here.
Yeah,
talk about that one.
That's what's up. Hell yeah, no doubt. That's what's up. That'll work. Yo, make sure y'all lock in, man. Of course, as we said, Gravitas out right now, produced by.
I was about to say, get that Gravitas.
Gravitas.
Oh, and Virtuoso EP on the way, produced by Van Guns. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I'm working too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a productive 2025, man. Salute to the whole Watts.
as we
Salute to
should
the
be.
whole North Carolina. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Nothing but real shit over here, man. Side Barz. Thank y'all so much for being here, man. I appreciate y'all.
My brother.
The album. Gonna keep doing what y'all do. One day, I promise y'all, hip hop, especially NC hip hop. I promise y'all, Illpo, Seven Da Pantha is coming.
Fact.
We'll do it.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
Yo. Yeah. Absolutely. Shit. Y'all be easy, man. Thank y'all again. Hip hop.
Appreciate you for having us,
Side
brother.
Barz, Pantha Politix Network.
All right, once.
All right.
I don't cheese for the cam, nigga. Smile on the gram, they caught me slipping. I'm that nigga. Right? Fame for the young, just cut the check. Let me rap, nigga. Rap, nigga. Gravatar style, I'm a traveling smack dealer. Get all Jenny Lamb.